If I told you that repeating one simple phrase for just 36 seconds could begin to rewrite your entire reality, would you try it? Not tomorrow, not for hours, just 36 seconds. But here's the catch, it's a secret not meant to be spoken aloud after. Only those who understand silence will understand its power. There are invisible laws working for you or against you at all times, depending on the words you let live inside of you. Most people use their thoughts like broken tools, scattered and unfocused, never realizing that their entire life is echoing their inner speech. But you're about to do something different. You're about to take one thought, one mantra, and press it so deeply into your spirit that the world around you begins to shift in your favor. This isn't magic. It's alignment. You don't speak it over and over because the words are powerful. You speak it because you are. And when you align with one clear thought for just 36 seconds, uninterrupted, unshaken, fully felt, you collapse the distance between imagination and manifestation. The world doesn't change when you try harder. It changes when you believe deeper. And this is your invitation to believe so fully in one sacred sentence that it becomes the seed of a new beginning. Don't underestimate the simplicity. The most powerful keys are always hidden in what looks ordinary. But this isn't ordinary. This mantra is a mirror. It reflects what you are brave enough to claim. And for just 36 seconds, you're not allowed to wish, wonder, or wait. You must become. You must speak as though it's already done. And once spoken, once impressed with emotion, you must release it in silence. No one else needs to hear it. The power is not in sharing. It's in sealing it inside your consciousness like a locked treasure chest. The reason it works isn't because you repeated it. It's because for those 36 seconds, you were one with your desire. No gap, no doubt, no distance. That's what bends reality. That's what calls the invisible into form. You don't need to scream it. You don't need to convince anyone. The universe only responds to conviction, not volume. Speak it once more firmly, clearly, with the calm authority of someone who no longer chases but claims. Then let it go. Walk away like it's done. Because after 36 seconds of complete inner fusion, with that truth, you're no longer waiting. You're expecting. And that makes all the difference. When the mind is calm and focused, it holds the key to shaping reality. One single thought, held with complete attention and feeling, becomes more powerful than 1,000 scattered desires. It's not about how long you think, it's about how deeply you feel. When you give your mind a single dominant idea, and let it sink into your spirit without resistance, something begins to move. Reality bends to the one who dares to think deliberately. You are not weak. When you focus, you are strong beyond measure. 36 seconds of undivided mental attention can speak louder than a lifetime of confusion. When your thoughts are no longer arguing with your dreams, every shift begins inside. When you stop observing what's around you and start impressing what's within you, creation begins. Your job is not to force it to feel. Hold the image, the sentence, the truth you choose, and hold it like it's already real. Because in those 36 seconds, your thought becomes your world. A mantra is not just a phrase, it is a declaration to the invisible forces that govern life. When you speak it with authority, it's not just language, it's law. You're not saying it to beg. You're saying it to command. With each repetition, your inner world aligns, clears, sharpens. Words spoken without conviction are just noise, but words spoken with spiritual certainty create movement. A mantra is the key that opens the locked gate between imagination and experience. You don't have to chant it endlessly, you only have to mean it completely. One moment of sincere repetition can reach places that endless talking never could. You're not reciting to be heard. You're aligning to be answered. The mantra isn't magic, the power is within you. And that power activates the moment you stop saying it with hope and start saying it with knowing. In that shift, the unseen begins to obey. Repetition by itself is not enough. but repetition infused with feeling, focus, and presence. That's the formula for change. Every time you say the words with emotion, you're carving a path in your subconscious. And once that path is worn deep enough, your behavior, your mindset, and your circumstances begin to reflect it. You don't have to force it to happen, it unfolds naturally. Repetition is how seeds are watered. You keep speaking it not because you doubt it, but because you're nurturing it. With every sincere repetition, the roots grow deeper. You begin to believe in what you're saying, not just mentally, but viscerally. And what you believe in that deeply, your world must eventually mirror. So speak your mantra like a sculptor touches clay intentionally case. The more real it feels, the more real it becomes. That's the trick. Feel it, repeat it, and let it grow into form. You can spend years wishing for something and still see nothing change. But 36 seconds of full belief without fear, without contradiction, can move more in your life than a decade of effort. Why? Because those seconds are sacred. They are moments of pure alignment. Moments when your mind, heart, and spirit agree. No resistance, no hesitation. Just full ownership of what you desire. Most people never get there. Their minds wander. Their emotions contradict. Their speech betrays their intention. But if you can hold the thought for just 36 seconds as absolute truth, the seed is planted in fertile ground. It doesn't need time, it needs intensity. Focus creates acceleration. You don't need to force change. You need to align with it and feel it done. That's when the shift happens. Quietly. Quickly. Powerfully. In less than a minute, you begin rewriting the script of your life. The reason things don't show up isn't because they're far away. It's because your belief keeps them distant. But when you speak as if it's already done, that gap dissolves. You're no longer longing. You're living. The universe doesn't respond to delay, it responds to demonstration. And demonstration means you walk, speak, and feel as though it's already yours. The moment you embody the result, everything around you starts shifting to reflect it. This is how alignment works. There's no waiting in the spirit realm. There's only reflection. Your inner state becomes the blueprint, and your outer world builds from it. So stop hoping. Start being. Don't ask if it will come. Decide that it already has. Speak it into the atmosphere with quiet confidence. And then walk like someone who carries the answer, not the question. Some truths are too sacred to be shared out loud. When you speak your mantra with belief, it becomes part of your spiritual DNA. But the real power begins after the words are spoken in the silence that follows. What you say in secret echoes in eternity, not because others hear it, but because the universe does. A mantra is like a promise between your spirit and the future you're stepping into. Once spoken with conviction, it's sealed, and silence becomes the witness. You don't need to post it. You don't need to prove it. You just need to live it. The ones who manifest the most aren't always the loudest. They're often the ones who say little but believe much. They guard their seed. They trust their voice. They let the results speak louder than their words ever could. Speak your mantra. Feel it. Then fall silent and watch the world rearrange itself. Wishing is passive. Assuming is powerful. When you move from asking to claiming, everything changes. You're no longer pleading for life to shift, you're declaring that it already has. This is the posture of creation, not desperation but dominion. The one who assumes doesn't wait, they walk. They don't seek approval, they stand in their decision. The mantra you repeat must be spoken from the place of I am, not I hope. That's the shift. That's the vibration that causes doors to open, people to call, opportunities to unfold. And this assumption doesn't need anyone's validation. It lives in the silence of your conviction. When you assume, you collapse timelines, you eliminate doubt, and you invite manifestation with grace. So let your mantra be a mirror of your future self, spoken now, live now, own now. The energy you carry while speaking is more important than the words themselves. The universe doesn't respond to neediness, it answers certainty. It doesn't move toward panic, it moves toward peace. Your mantra must be soaked in assurance. Every time you speak it, you're sending out a vibration. That vibration either says I believe or I doubt. and only belief creates. You don't have to shout. You don't have to repeat endlessly. You only have to speak it once with full awareness that it's already true. That calm, clear energy travels faster than noise. Speak it with quiet conviction. Feel it as real. That's the tone that reshapes the unseen. And once you've set that tone, life will find its way to match it. You're not trying to create from outside in. You're radiating truth from inside out. And that's how real change begins. When no one's watching, your truest self speaks. And in those private moments, what you say to yourself matters more than what you say to the world. A whispered mantra, repeated with faith, creates louder echoes than public declarations. You don't need applause. You don't need permission. You only need belief. The secret prayer you hold within, when nurtured in silence, becomes a magnet. Your private conviction becomes public reality. What you say behind closed doors, with heart and soul, will eventually manifest in open spaces. That's why the mantra is your secret weapon. It doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be yours. Protect it, trust it, speak it into your own spirit until it feels like a memory, not a wish. Because what you remember is already done must find its way to appear. After you've repeated the mantra with full emotion, full belief, and full attention, let it go. Don't chase it. Don't cling to it. Don't explain it. Release it like a message in a bottle, cast into the current of life. That release is the final act of faith. It says, I don't need to check, I already know. The power is in the letting go. Because when you truly believe it's done, you stop needing evidence. And ironically, that's when evidence begins to appear. You're not throwing your desire away, you're surrendering it to higher intelligence. That's where the secret unfolds. That's where timing aligns. After 36 seconds of pure, focused repetition, walk away like it's yours. And carry the feeling with you as you move through life. Because what you trustfully release will always return not empty, but fulfilled.